Julie, I'm going to start. I mean, it's such a thrilling series. Do you remember getting the scripts through and just thinking, I need that next episode now? Were you given all of the scripts at once?
We were given all the scripts before we started shooting, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. John Ridley and Carlton Cuse spent much of the lockdown phase of the pandemic working on the show, on the writing and the development of the show. So we were very lucky going in that way. We also had the book at our disposal. Sheri Fink's award-winning, brilliant journalism, and her book is very exhaustive. So we had a lot of information. And we knew where things were going, and we knew that we all wanted to, we knew we wanted to leave it all on the field for this one. We all put our hearts into it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you mentioned that there's a script, there's the book, but I just wondered if you were able to meet anyone that sort of worked at this hospital as part of your research, or speak to the real people that you're embodying at all.
So none of the people who are represented as characters were involved in production. So we were limited to the people who were involved in production. That said, Sheri Fink spent years on the book and had such a wealth of knowledge. I don't think I think that was of enormous benefit to us. This is an interesting conversation because we're definitely a dramatization of the book. And in a lot of ways, a dramatization can take you inside the characters and their journey and their emotional and psychological journey more than, say, an after-the-fact documentary. So I think in some ways that benefited us. We could really tell the emotional story of what was happening.
And I mean, all of these nurses and doctors are all they're superheroes. I mean, when playing characters under this immense pressure where their decisions are literally life or death, does it help put things into perspective, career anxieties or the sort of trivial things take over us day to day? Did this show rub off on you in any way?
Well, look, I have healthcare workers in my own family who I watched go through COVID in their hospitals, and I watched the toll that it took on them. And, I don't know, at a Christmas gathering, having doctors in the family makes any of my work woes seem like this big. So I think it's always good to have perspective on what you're doing. But in the telling of a story like 5 Days at Memorial, I think it's important to take it seriously and to dedicate as much of yourself to it as you can. I really wanted to take people inside what it was like to be there through my character's eyes. And I hope we were able to do that.
Yeah, no, you definitely were. I mean, this may be the start of a brilliant new series, but of course, another show you've been in across the years is coming to an end, the wonderful Better Call Saul. I just wanted to ask, because it's maybe one of the greatest things on television in the last decade. How much of a thrill has it been working on that show, and how sad are you it's coming to an end? Are you tuning in like we all are every week?
I am tuning in every week like you all are. I was there for season 1 of the show, so we really got to bond with the cast and the crew. That was one of the most beautiful, kind, and wildly talented sets I'd ever been on. 5 Days at Memorial was the first set I'd been on that matched it. And I had the good pleasure last year of working on episode 2 of Better Call Saul for season 6, and then going almost immediately to Toronto to work on 5 Days at Memorial. So I feel like I had the luckiest year that's ever existed for an actor.
I don't think it's a surprise that the kind sets create the best content either.
I don't think so either. It's interesting when you don't have to protect yourself psychologically or whatever off camera. It's really much easier to be emotional on camera. You don't have to tear down those walls. It definitely goes deeper. I'd like to see us put a bigger value on that, on the tone of the environment.
Yeah, agreed. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Julia. Best of luck with the release of the show.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey